Most people who are truly attractive don't know it. They question themselves. They downplay their presence. They assume others are simply being polite. Yet attraction is not loud. It does not announce itself. It leaks through behavior, through silence, through subtle psychological gravity. Carl Jung once wrote that what is most powerful in the psyche is often invisible to the conscious mind. And that is exactly how real attraction works. Not through perfection, not through looks alone, but through unconscious signals. Today, we will explore 5 deep psychological signs that you are far more attractive than you believe. Not in a superficial way, but in the way that alters how people behave around you, how they reveal themselves, how they remember you. This is not motivation, this is awareness. And awareness changes everything. Let us begin. Sign 1. People feel safe revealing their real selves to you. Here is something few people understand. Attraction is not always sexual, it is often emotional permission. When someone feels safe to be unguarded around you, that is attraction at its deepest layer. Notice this pattern. People tell you things they don't usually share. Strangers open up within minutes. Acquaintances confess private struggles. You didn't ask for it. You didn't force it. It simply happens. Jung called this the effect of the container psyche, a personality structure capable of holding the unconscious material of others without judgment. In simpler terms, your presence does not threaten their ego, so their mask relaxes. Most humans live armored, emotionally defended. When they encounter someone who does not radiate hunger, judgment, or superiority, their nervous system softens. That softness is attraction. Not excitement, not obsession, but safety. And safety is rare. Why this happens? You listen without interrupting. You do not rush to fix them. You allow silence. You are not performing. These traits signal psychological maturity. And maturity is magnetic. People unconsciously seek it because their nervous system is tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of competing. Tired of being misunderstood. Your calm becomes medicine. You may think, I'm boring. But to their psyche you are quiet shelter. And shelter is irresistible to the emotionally exhausted. Yet here is the paradox. The more grounded you are, the less you notice your own effect. Because you are not seeking validation. And the ones who do not seek it often receive it the most. Sign 2. People become unusually self-conscious around you. Now let us examine the opposite reaction. Some people do not relax around you. They stiffen. They over-explain. They brag. They become awkward. This is not rejection. It is psychological exposure. Your presence activates their self-awareness. Why? Because attraction is not always comforting. Sometimes it is threatening. Not to the heart, but to the ego. Your calm composure highlights their inner chaos. Your silence amplifies their noise. You do not compete, you do not posture, and that unsettles them. Jung described this as shadow activation. Your authenticity forces them to confront what they are pretending not to be. So they overcompensate, they name drop, they exaggerate achievements, they talk too much. Not to impress you, but to protect themselves from feeling small. This is attraction tangled with insecurity. It is not always flattering, but it is revealing. Observe carefully. People who feel inferior to you rarely say so. They perform. And performance is always a sign that someone believes your perception matters. If you were insignificant, they would relax. Indifference does not create tension. Presence does. This kind of attraction often confuses sensitive individuals. You think, why do people act strange around me? You assume something is wrong with you, but often it is because something strong is happening inside them. Sign 3. Your absence is noticed more than your effort. This sign is subtle, but powerful. You do not need to dominate conversations. You do not chase attention. Yet when you are not present, something feels off. People ask about you. The room feels quieter. Energy drops slightly. You are not loud. You are stabilizing. Like gravity. No one praises gravity until it disappears. Jung would say your personality has become part of the psychological structure of the group. You regulate emotional temperature. You reduce chaos by simply being. This is rare and deeply attractive. Why? Because humans unconsciously seek equilibrium. Anyone who brings nervous systems into balance becomes valuable. You might not be the funniest or the most impressive, but your presence lowers internal noise. That is addictive. And here is the irony. Because you do not perform, you are underestimated. Quiet strength is often mistaken for weakness, until it is gone. Then its absence becomes undeniable. Attraction is not about how loudly people praise you. It is about how noticeably things change when you leave. Sign 4. People project fantasies and assumptions onto you. Have you ever been misunderstood? In strangely idealized ways. People assume you are wiser than you claim, stronger than you feel, more confident than you are. Some believe you are mysterious, others think you are cold. Some imagine depth, others imagine danger. You did not design this image. They did. This is projection. Jung taught that we do not see people as they are. We see them as we are. When someone cannot read you easily, their unconscious fills in the blanks. Attractive individuals often trigger this because they do not overshare. They do not leak their inner world recklessly, so others paint stories onto them. This is psychological magnetism. You become a screen, and people fall in love with their own reflection, sometimes positively, sometimes negatively. Both are signs of impact. If you were forgettable, there would be no story, no fantasy, no emotional investment. Projection requires emotional energy. Indifference requires none. So when people misunderstand you intensely, idealize you, or even resent you without knowing why, it often means you occupy space in their psyche. That is attraction, even when it is uncomfortable. Sign 5. You trigger growth or resistance in others. The final sign is the deepest, and the hardest to accept. Your presence changes people. Some become calmer, some become better. Others become hostile, defensive, dismissive. Why? Because true attraction is not decorative. It is transformative. Your self-control exposes their lack of it. Your discipline reflects their excuses. Your emotional restraint highlights their chaos. Not intentionally, but inevitably, you become a mirror they did not ask for. And mirrors are uncomfortable. Jung warned that individuals who embody integration, inner alignment, often provoke strong reactions. Not because they are aggressive, but because they are coherent, and coherence threatens fragmented egos. Some people will admire you silently. Others will distance themselves. Others will criticize, not because you harmed them, but because you reminded them of who they are, not yet ready to become. This is the loneliness of quiet strength. It attracts, and it divides. Both are proof of impact. Let us ground this. Attraction is not universal. No one is desired by everyone. That is fantasy. But psychologically attractive individuals share one thing. They are internally organized. They do not leak desperation. They do not chase validation. They do not sell themselves. And because of that, they are underestimated by themselves. You might think, I don't feel special. Good. Neither do mountains. Yet they reshape weather. Quiet power does not announce itself. It simply alters the environment. If you recognize yourself in these signs, do not become arrogant, become responsible. Attraction is influence. Influence is weight, and weight should be carried with discipline. Do not manipulate. Do not perform. Do not harden. Remain grounded. Remain restrained. Remain honest. That is where your power comes from. Not from appearance, not from approval, but from inner order. And inner order is rare. If this video resonated with you, sit with it. Observe your life. Watch how people behave, not what they say. And remember, the strongest signals are silent.